Hi everyone, welcome back to my Beach Angel Tarot shop. I'm here to do my Goddess Yemaya Womb of Creation reading for July 2019. I will place a link to this reading below and you can purchase your own reading for the month of July if you wish to. My shop should be open for a while yet, a few more days, and then I will be closing it just to stay caught up with orders in a timely fashion. I like to do that, so you'll find my shop open and close, open and close. You can hit the little link to be notified when I reopen if you go there and you find that I'm closed. So we're going to take a look at the July 2019 energies, connecting with Goddess Yemaya and allowing her to bring forth messages of what she wants you to know, what she's helping us with, and guiding us for in the month of July. Also, I like to say that the reading is timeless. I like to add that into the message as well. People will come across the reading and think, oh, I'm too late to watch this. If you're guided to it, you see it, it catches your eye, you want to watch it, I feel like it's timeless. So if you're watching this 3 months from now, or you're watching it in the winter time, I feel like you're going to get the message you need. You can put any time frame on it you want to get the messages that you need. I feel like that's how it works with that belief, and so I wanted to put that out there. I'm being guided to do a few extra things in the beginning of July. I'm not quite sure why, but I always like to, and I forgot 1 month, but I want to try to get a timing message to everyone at the beginning of this reading as well with this deck, and it is the Beach Time Oracle. This deck is no longer for sale. I'm no longer selling decks on my Etsy shop, so I have I'm just using this for my own private use, and I'm going to get a timing message for you with this deck. I'm going to use the Synchro Signs deck and get a sign, synchronistic sign for us this month, for the month of July. And then I'm going to be pulling from my mermaid deck. So these are all going to be opening energies. So I'd like you to focus on a question or an energy that you like to know timing around for this month's timing message. So think of something that you'd like to have, something that you'd like to have occur, you know, when it may happen, and see what timing message is going to come to you around that. So I'm focusing on the energies, what she has to tell us this month for timing. And it says next solar eclipse, which pretty sure it's in July. So soon. Like, I'm doing this June. Let me just take a look. I'm doing this, this is June 6th, or no, June 11th, I'm sorry. July. Yeah, I was thinking it was partial, that's what I was checking, but it says total. So July 2nd. So your question, this will occur by July 2nd or before. But the longest out, that's quick. And this, the bottom of the deck says 1 week. So 1 week to July 2nd is when this will, so it'll be at least a week away, but between 1 week and July 2nd. I'd be interested to know if this pans out for anyone. You can leave a comment below. If you comment below and let me know if that actually occurs for you, I would be interested to know. This deck's pretty amazing with timing, and it has been pretty accurate for me thus far. So I always welcome any comments that you have. Okay, they want me to do she wants me to do the synchro signs. I'm going to pull something that we can look for as a synchronistic sign or a message about a sign for our July. Wow. And some of these I have a hard time figuring out. You know what? This is directions. Looks like a map. So I'm going to look it up in the booklet, but it looks like a map. You can see the little letters. My eyesight's bad. That's why this is difficult for me, but I love this little oracle. So north, south, I don't know if you can see it at the top, north, south, east, west. So I'm getting a, you know, directional feel, compass, map So that could be a sign. Seeing a map, seeing something to do with directions, being guided in what direction to take. I'm going to just take a little peek here in the beginning and see what I find here in the booklet for us. It's page 97. And it is the planned journey, adventure, destination, focus, objective, timing, proposals, estimations. Okay. It says the boat refers to the general journey of life, and the bag's symbol is about a quick trip to the shopping mall. Map is decidedly about being decisive and focused on the journey. In fact, it's about actually laying out the plans in detail, literally mapping the journey, no fooling around anymore. Probably this is a plan that has been formulating in the mind of the Courant for some time, and if this sign is anywhere near the cliff or the lightning, well, it's not. So I'm only pulling one here. It says maybe there has been an offer of a new job or a possible relocation. This image rarely shows up anywhere near the manifestation box if it isn't meant to be. Okay. What is now necessary is a full acceptance of what you have most likely known, dreamed of, or envisioned for ages. So what you've been wanting to manifest on your journey is coming. And it says a full acceptance of what you've most likely dreamed of, which is interesting wording, because I'm really, anymore, like the wording of things give me this wonky feeling sometimes, and like it kind of like changes the feeling of it. So when I read this, the full acceptance of what you've most likely dreamed of, it is telling me what you wanted is coming, so you better have really wanted it. Because you're going to have to accept what you've been manifesting. Full acceptance now, because it's coming. And sometimes what we think of in our minds is way more, not to put a negative spin on it, but it's a reality spin, right? Is sometimes way more, it's a dreamlike state in our mind. And so there's way more details to it. It's like winning the lottery. It's amazing, right? But there's a lot of responsibility that goes behind it. So you're going to get the full package here. And you need to have a full acceptance of what it is that you've been dreaming of and envisioned for ages. And it says the map in your reading gives you additional cooperative support in your own hopes, choices, and decisions, because that's the meaning of the word. And it is the major arcana of the Emperor. So there is a lot of organization coming as well and structure, but there is also a full acceptance of what it is that you've been trying to manifest. And I do mean full acceptance. She wants me to reiterate that a few times. Full acceptance of what it is that you've been manifesting. So focusing on everyone and the July energies, what's to come through. I won't be reading from the booklet for this one, so no worries. It's just going to be the message that it is for our July. And that being a map, it may also be that you're going to take a trip. You may take a journey in the month of July. And of course, it's summertime, and so a lot of people are traveling. And we have sanctuary, privacy, inviolate personal space, respected boundaries, and taboo. Number 28. So the 28th of July can also be important as well. But sanctuary, taking time for yourself. Putting up boundaries to get time to yourself is going to be important, or is going to be coming into play in the month of July. Privacy, your privacy. This is very important. And when we put it with the map, there can be some secret journeying as well. What it is kind of bringing up to me is geocaching. Well, I don't know why that's coming up. Geocaching. It's where you would go find hidden treasures. There are geocachers, and then when they find the little thing, there's a place where you can kind of like log in and say, hey, I found this. Geocaching is coming up. I don't know why that is, but it's like a hidden treasure. Secret journeying is coming up. secret map. Like, that is the kind of feeling, because that's what geocaching, they would look at a map, like, see where they're going, kind of getting hints and clues. So I get like a hidden treasure feel for this when I look at it in combination with this card. And there's also a need to respect boundaries and taboo, but it is really giving me that secret treasure hunt. So interesting too, because I feel like in the month of July, really doing that, kind of like energetically looking for signs and symbols to guide your way in July. You're going to be given a lot of clues, a lot of like downloads or signs around you in which direction to go. Perhaps it is to find, like when we get really close to manifestation, you're like this close. And so there could be a little bit of, I don't want to say gameplay, but in a fun way. It's like spirit is kind of like having fun and just giving a little bit of like signs and synchronistic guidance to your treasure, to your kind of hidden treasure. It's interesting how that came up energetically. Anyway, let's see what comes up for, I'm using a new deck. I'm so excited I got this new deck, and it is the Mermaid Tarot. This is the guidebook. I don't think I'll be reading from it unless I get guided to. And this is the back of it. And as far as I know, I won't be doing any reversals, but I'm not quite sure. We'll see. I guess it's all in how it feels, right? It's all in how it feels. So I'm gonna put this back here. For July, Yemaya for our July in this reading. Okay, the energies surrounding our month, and this is going to overrule our month, and it is 10 of Wands. So 10 of Wands is a 10 of, it's a heavy burden. It's an energetic, heavy burden. This can even be, like for me, I've recently experienced back pain, and I'm working through that energy. And it's kind of giving that bender, back-breaking kind of feel, look, visual to it. So it's really, a lot of heavy burden, a lot of energy. But it also brings up, like, when you're in that type of energy, it requires a response from you. It's an energy that kind of puts pressure on you till you figure it out, until you do something to heal it. So there is like applied pressure energetically to get your attention is the message that's coming. So the energies around your July is that it's like spirit, again, it's like a sense that spirit is there. They're really energetically around us, but this is like an applied pressure. I'm not going to say it's going to be painful. I'm not going to say you're going to get a backache or anything like that, but it's like spirit is applying pressure to get your attention. They're really there. You're really going to be feeling spirit energetically around you, and they are trying to get your attention to guide you in the right direction. Sort of like the back pain, like when it comes up and out, it's there to get your attention, right? Any pain in the body is there to get your attention, to do the healing, to do the healing, for you to kind of like bring your attention to that area to get it healed. So that's the energy that's going to be around us in July. Something is going to be brought to our attention in a way where we have no choice but to address it, right? And spirit is like putting this pressure on, putting the heat on, so to speak, as you can see in this card. You can see a volcano going on. They're putting the heat on for something to come up to be healed and to guide you in the right direction. So it's like as if when you put it with a map, like you're going down the wrong way, well, there's going to be like a fire in the middle of the road. You're going to have to turn around and go back. Like there's just going to be like this something that really comes to the attention to drive you in a different direction and to bring things up to be healed or to be looked at or to be acknowledged. But you're really going to be feeling it. There's going to be no getting around it now, is what the feeling I'm getting. It's like you've got to address it or be redirected because of this. It's like, like an obstacle in the middle of the road. There's just something you have to deal with in the moment, okay? Something she'd like to see you create more of or spend more energy on this month. King of Swords. Wow, look at all the blue. King of Swords. Let me see what it says. So I see a lot of throat chakra. It's like, oh my goodness. You can even see like it coming out of his mouth here. So it can be really, again, it's kind of going back to this card as well. Interesting, 28, 8, 9, 10 is the 10 here. And I feel like it's talking, you know, it's really communicating your boundaries. It's like, respect my boundaries, you know. So there is a need here to, what she wants to create more of is communicating your boundaries for whatever the reason. Just kind of trying to see if I see anything more here, but this is really taking control and communicating and, you know, outward to other people to respect your boundaries is going to be necessary. Now, the King of Swords can also be about, you know, harsher energies, you know, ruling more with the mind than, you know, ruling more with reason than emotions, being very practical in the moment, and that can go along with whatever comes up with this card as well. There may be a need to come across this way because in an you know, I don't want to say there's going to be an emergency, but like that's kind of the feeling. Like in an emergency situation, if you get too emotional, you lose precious time. And I feel like that's kind of coming up here for some reason. Timing seems to be coming up as an energy, and especially when we pair it with the cards that we saw for timing and something happening and occurring within a week to that July 2nd time frame, which is coming upon us rather quickly. And it's the first thing, right, in July 2nd is that solar eclipse. And so that is like the first thing in July. It's like the second day in, right? So starting off, it's like, bam, something is like quickly happening energetically that can't be ignored. And so you don't want to lose precious time. It's giving me a feeling of like having an emergency, but I'm not putting that out there we're gonna have an emergency, but it's gonna be, time is of the essence. You need to speak very clearly, articulately, and not allowing anyone to get overly excited. It's sort of like how you would be at an emergency scene. You don't want anybody to get, you know, like responding out of an emotional energy. You want to take control of the situation with the Emperor energy of the map. You want to take control of it rather quickly, and time is of the essence. And so you need to be very clear, very articulate, like a first responder kind of energy. So however this is applying to your situation for the month of July, it's going to be important. You want to respond to the energies like a first responder would. And so it's to create more of that throughout your month, because this is what to create more of this month. And so it's to come at experiences and what you're dealing with throughout the month in that type of energy, just very cut and clear, very, very, you know, across the board, not putting a lot of emotion in, because you need to be very rational with things. And that's what to create more of that mindset, she's saying. Be more in that mindset throughout your month of July. Create more of that way of being for yourself in the month of July. Sorry, it took me out around there, but that was the feeling. The energy around your love life for the month of July, and it is justice. Just kind of looking at the visual there. So balance is coming in, fairness, equality. Libra is an energy that comes up with this card, and it's also again an air sign, which we have with the King of Swords. So for some people, there could be an air sign that is important in your life. It could be a Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, but doesn't necessarily mean it has to be. But there is that energy of fairness and equality coming up here, of balance. This can also be, getting engaged. This can also be getting married. Legalities can be coming up in some way around your love life as well for the month of July, in whatever way, shape, or form that takes for you. Maybe for some people you're getting divorced in regards to your love life. I mean, it has something to do with legal commitments as well for some. And so that is the energies for love life for the month. Again, not to say that this isn't romantical, but again, it's very necessary. It's like the necessities are coming up across the board in all energies here for our month of July. It's very non-emotional energy, and it's very much need to get to the nitty-gritty. It's very much need to spell things out, to kind of get all the necessary information. It's very kind of, legal things and that type of thing aren't romantical. So there's a sense of it not being romantic. There's not a lot of romantical energies in regards to this. Oh, and I think it goes back to that message. What was I reading? Oh, what was it? It was this card. Let me see. Let me just go back and reread that, because that's where this is coming in a little bit here. They're reminding me of that sentence. 97, I think it was. It's now necessary is the full acceptance of what you've most likely dreamed of or envisioned for ages. So it's the full acceptance of the situation. And so that's the non-romantical part of it. It's like it's coming, but it's coming with the full responsibility of it, you know, the full balance of it, not just the dreamy side of it. It's coming with its realness now. So it's like, this should be like reality and dreamy. So this should say like a line that says reality versus the dream or whatever, because the whole package now is coming. Not just what you dreamed of, but the reality behind the dream is coming. So I hope that makes sense. And I don't want to say that in a way that doesn't mean it's good, but it's just the whole package, and it's the full acceptance of it. Okay. Your finances in the month of July. Page of Cups. So I feel like a little bit of a surprise coming up. Goldfish and this type of energy is a representative of me of good fortune, and it's like getting to see what you've been holding on to, if that makes sense. That's the message I'm getting. It's like that fish was in this cup that you've been holding all along, and then all of a sudden the fish pops out and you're like, wow, where did you come from? So it's like you're gonna see something abundant come to you, and it's gonna be like, holy smokes, you've been in there all along. I don't know how this would play out for you, but that's the energy, because goldfish represent abundance, good fortune, good luck. So there is something along those lines and energies, but it's truly something that you've had hold of all along. It's going to be good in maybe in its newest forms, because this is this is a page. This isn't a higher representative of the cards energies, but it could be a little bit of emotionally surprising to you, but in a good way. It's like this little surprise that comes up, and it's like, wow. But it also has an energy too, for me, of something that you've already been holding on to and you didn't know was in there. So maybe you get a surprise dividends on an investment or something like that. I don't know, but that's like just an example, but it could come in any way, shape, or form. Or like a bonus, you've been holding on to something, but you see a little bit more out of it than you thought was there, or that you knew was there. Let's put it that way. So you're going to get a little bit more out of your finances than you truly thought you had in the first place, but it's going to be good. You're going to be a little bit surprised, but you're going to be like a little bit of a good surprise. Something she wants to help you cleanse in the month of July, and it is the World. And this card to me, lately, I'll just get a blunt word of finish line. And so anything that's been keeping you from the finish line of a project or something that you wanted to accomplish, something that you want to get to that end point, you're going to get there. She wants to help you cleanse anything in that way, that's standing in the way of that, completing that cycle, completing that part, getting to the finish line of whatever it is that you're wanting to accomplish in a very big way, because we have the world here. It's affecting your whole world, as you're perceiving it, So she wants to help you cleanse anything that is stopping you from really embracing that finish line. For everybody, that's going to be a little bit different. So the new moon, something coming at the new moon, July 2nd, which is where we have that solar eclipse. I like to say in a good way. And it is the star. So this is very beautiful. They are telling me here to read out of the booklet. So but I'm going to just first kind of read as she's blowing a conch shell towards the heavens. So it's like rejoicing. I feel a sense of rejoicing here. Again, the manifestation is coming, but there is a need here to realize that it's coming in its full totality. But you're going to be singing the praises here, I feel. You're going to be rejoicing. Feels like the Judgment card as well. And there's like a Archangel Gabriel. Communication is big here. It's almost liking it back to this King of Swords. Again, because this is Aquarius. This was air sign. So for some people, this may be a specific person or situation, if you're connected to an air sign. But there is healing. There is a wish fulfillment coming in. And it's like a thanking back. It's like this comes to you, but you're also communicating back to the stars. It's like a two-way. It feels like a two-way conversation here. But I am to read from this for some reason, but I don't know why. Okay. It says some wishes vibrate so strongly that they never have to be spoken out loud. Some wishes vibrate so strongly they never have to be spoken out loud. These wishes are carried on the breeze and become tossed and churned over the waves and eventually mix with the rhythm of the sea foam. The dream weaver hears the sea foam song and catches the melody in her magical conch shell. So that is when I read the dream weaver, that song may also be important. Dream weaver hears the sea foam song and catches the melody in her magical conch shell. Under the watchful gaze of the evening star, the dream weaver plays the conch shell in a tune filled with the heart's desires of all those who hold a special wish in their hearts, sending it back to the universe as a wish fulfilled. So massive, like I said, there is something very, magical coming, but in its complete totality for us at that time. And it says that big dream, wish, or goal, the one that scares you so much that you won't even allow yourself to think about it for longer than a second, is screaming at the top of its lungs. The heart is talking to the universe, and the dream weaver is listening. Sometimes our biggest and scariest dreams, wishes, and goals are part of the karmic journey. They will come to pass whether we believe and deserve them or not. Now is one of those times. Your heart is setting the course of your next adventure, and the dream weaver has answered its call. So your heart is setting the course, right? And this solar eclipse is got an energy that is propelling it. And so the map is coming in here. It says your heart is setting the course of your next adventure, and the dream weaver has answered its call. And it says here it's one of your biggest, scariest dreams, and that's what the feeling back here was in this message, that it's coming in its full totality. The good, the bad, the parts you're scared of, perhaps. Maybe that was a bit of the energy that I was feeling back here. There's a little bit of that, energy of the totality of it is coming. The biggest and scariest dreams, wishes, and goals that are part of our karmic journey. And it says they will come to pass whether we believe we deserve them or not. So, I'm always in an energy of that belief. And it's not to say that things that we don't believe in can't come to us, but this is one of those things that can't be missed. It's not going to be passed up. And it's coming, all of it. So be ready for that. Full moon message, something that will come to completion by the next full moon. July is, I think, is 15th, something like that, 14th, 15th. But I do think that it is also a lunar eclipse, right? And so there is a solar lunar eclipse, and it is the Three of Wands. And I am going to read this one as well. So there is a trinity of energy coming in. And sometimes for me, this is masculine, feminine, and higher self. There is a unity of energy coming in. I say here, so there is something coming as united energetically. And it is powerful. And I think they're saying here, I feel like they're saying that it's connected to this 10 of Wands. There's a fiery energy here that has got the attention at the beginning. This is the energy that surrounds our month. This is going to overrule the whole month. Something that is brought up for our attention that can't be missed, that is coming quickly. I see Three of Wands. Says this mermaid is doing something that may seem inconsequential to most people, but that magnifying glass allows her to do something special. With her 3 wands for support, she can now take a closer look at what she has created. So what you've created, what you've wished for, is now, you can see it closer. You can take a closer look at it. It is one thing to create blindly, just wishing things into creation, and it is another to be aware and in the know about what you are creating and in what stage of the process your creations are. What better way is there to do that than with 3 magical wands and a magnifying glass? The 3 of Wands seems less about doing and more about observing. When you have a lot going on, it's important to take time out to check things The 3 wands can indicate a check-in on the 3 of your life pillars: love, health, and wealth. There are these areas of your life all going the way you want. So I feel like what the message here is, that popped for me, is that you're going to be seeing it closer. You're going to be able to see your manifestation closer because it's coming in. You're going to be able to see more closely where you are in regards to it. But I feel in a big way it is starting to present itself into your life now, and you're able to see it a lot closer. And there is a trinity of energy coming that is connected to this 10 of Wands. Something that you have to address, right? This was an energy that kind of presented itself where we need to address it in a very healthy manner. So hopefully everyone has enjoyed this reading. It's rather interesting. And I will be back for our August reading. So angel blessings to everyone, oceans of love, and happy 4th of July in our month of July as well.